Hello, beautiful. And what I really want to know is what is good in your life today? This is Kia, and this is a very special episode of the Female Veterans Podcast. Today, I don't have a guest with me. I just want to talk to you for a few minutes because I have something on my mind. So, this kind of episode is called a solo cast, and it's just me. And I wanted to come on here and talk about being a veteran with you, because I know you get it, but something in particular, a couple of things. The first thing I wanted to talk about is I want to ask you what you think or how you feel when someone says to you, thank you for your service. Because I feel awkward, to be honest with you, when someone says it to me. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm super glad that they say that. I think we deserve it. It's the least that people who have not served can do, to be honest with you. And I just really feel like there could be more that should be done for us, you know? And I just don't think that we get enough support from those who have been civilians in our transition and after. Now, I know that there is a culture of silence surrounding our stories, which is why I do the Female Veterans Podcast. But to be honest with you, I feel like there are better ways than just saying thank you that we could be supported. And one of those ways is by supporting small businesses that are owned and operated by veterans. I mean, don't you agree? You know, according to the latest US Census Bureau surveys for small businesses, there are 2.52 million veteran majority owned businesses in the United States. So, what that means is there are a lot of businesses that are run by veterans. And I know that there's a huge push for minority and women owned businesses, which I love. I love that because I'm both of those things. Okay. But I'm also a veteran. And not that the Female Veterans Podcast is a business, because it's not. It was never created for that. It was created to bring awareness to our stories, to be a platform for us to share our stories in a safe space to promote healing, whether you're listening or whether you're speaking and sharing, and to support each other. And it was never created to make money in any way, shape, or form. I know I've said that many times, but I do want to thank you to everyone who does donate. I was approached and asked to create a Venmo account and create a way for people to donate, and they do. And I appreciate that. And it's a blessing. It helps me to keep the light on, as they say, keep the lights on. But it wasn't something that was necessary for this podcast. So it's a blessing and I'm grateful for it. But I think for civilians, saying thank you for your service, it's a start. But I think that we have to sort of unify and get the message out there that more can be done, like supporting our businesses. And I think that that starts with us. I think we have to support each other and we have to support each other's businesses and projects. So I guess it's kind of a plea in a way for you that listen and show up for the Female Veterans Podcast to go out into your communities and learn about the veteran owned businesses that offer goods and services that you might like and support them. You know, put your money there with us, with our own, before these big places like Amazon and all of that. And believe me, I love Amazon. I have been keeping Amazon in business for more years than I'd like to remember. But I think some of those dollars should have been spent on veteran-owned businesses, and that's what I'm doing now. And so on my podcast, I do like to highlight veteran businesses, right? Brave Original Designs is one that I recently interviewed Jillian. If you haven't heard that episode, you can find it. It's a few back, but if you scroll back through the episodes, you'll find it. And she created a business for sustainable fabric clothing. And it's good for the environment and it feels amazing. She sent me some. I posted on my Instagram. So if you want, you can follow me at the Female Veterans Podcast on Instagram. I'm also on Twitter at FemVet Podcast. I'm not on there often because I kind of think Twitter can be a little bit of a cesspool. It can be such a negative place. And I try to focus on positivity. I mean, I'm not saying that there are not horrible things that happen in the world. Obviously, I've served. I know that, right? But I think that when you focus on that, you attract more of that into your life. So I try really hard, and it's been a process retraining my mind to see the best in people, places, and circumstances and look for that. What's the saying? Look for the helpers. I kind of do that. And I hope you do it too. So with Jillian's business, it was an easy thing for me to want to promote because it's good for the environment and it's veteran owned and it's woman owned and, things I love again. But I think we all should help each other. Veteran owned small businesses employ more than 5 million people in the United States. They generate revenues of upwards of 1.14 trillion. I mean, we're out here doing things. And if we're not going to support each other, who is? Take a look at Freedom Sisters Media. You can find them on Instagram. They have a magazine or a vow. Do you subscribe to those magazines? They're for us, by us. And I'm excited to make this announcement. I was offered a sponsorship by a company for this podcast. And as you heard me say earlier, I did not create it to make money. And they offered me this partnership, this sponsorship. And after looking at their company, it seems like we're a fit. So I think I'm going to do it. And I want to share it with you and see what you guys think. So their name is Gruntstyle and they're an apparel company. It started in the back of a truck or a car, the founder's car. And it was a t-shirt company. And they've expanded so much that they now employ almost 400 Americans. They employ a lot of veterans. And they work so hard through their foundation to bring awareness about mental health issues. They support PTSD sufferers and want to combat the stress and transition to civilian life. And that's what I'm about. We talk about that stuff here. We talk about mental health. We talk about PTSD. We talk about depression and anxiety and the difficulties of transitioning. And they work really hard at the Gruntstyle Foundation to be active in programs that help with food insecurity and homelessness for veterans and their families. I mean, if this is not a match, I don't know what is. And they have really cute stuff. I mean, really, really cute stuff. They've been doing apparel for working out, everyday wear, fishing, hunting, and more. If you're a gun lover, then you'll love that company. I, of course, have my opinions about guns, which, I think you should have them if you want them, if you're mentally fit to have them, of course, that's just my opinion. All right. But I'm also in agreement with that. So I like that they're patriotic and I like that they like whiskey and bacon and freedom. And there's so much that's good about this company. I got a t-shirt from them to represent the Navy. And they have like a lot of companies that aren't even military or veteran related. They make t-shirts and they're like, okay. But these are actually really funny. And I think that it represents that sort of sense of humor that's unique to people who serve in the military. I really like it. So anyways, I think I'm going to partner with them. And so you'll hear me in episodes coming up talking about their stuff. And I hope that you will go to their website, gruntstyle.com, and take a look and see if there's stuff on there that you like. I will have a code, I think, going forward. It's going to be Baker, my last name. And I think that you'll be able to get a discount if you use it. So I'll tell you for sure on my next episode. But this is one way that we can support each other. And I really feel like we need to start telling people when they say thank you for your service, when we say, oh, thank you for saying that, or whatever it is you say, tell them, if you really want to thank me, go out and support a veteran owned business or go out and support veteran owned businesses. They're out there, they're small businesses and they employ veterans and they're great for the economy. We're doing our part, even as civilians, to make this country amazing and better. So I guess that's sort of my rant. And I want to thank you for listening and taking the time out. And I hope you agree with me. And if you like Gruntstyle, send me a message on Instagram. Don't forget to follow me there at the Female Veterans Podcast. And stay tuned for new episodes. I have great guests coming up, amazing stories, incredible stories coming, and more cool stuff with foundations that are doing great work to help our community of female veterans, especially, as well as veterans. And also alternative treatments, because I think we need to stay open-minded and we need to be willing to try whatever's out there if it comes down to whether we're going to live or die. Because I feel that the 22 a day is not accurate. And that I feel that our lives are in danger. We're suffering. Our brothers and sisters are suffering through homelessness and suicide. And if there's any way that we can help them, we should be doing that. So look for the helpers and be a helper. And that's what I got for today. I want to thank you for coming on this journey with me, tuning in for these episodes and staying with me. It's been 2.5 years almost, and staying with me. I love you guys. I appreciate you so much. And I'll talk to you next time.